When you're flying a drone, you have to be able to see it. You have to tell somebody that works with other aircraft where you're going to have a drone in the sky. What ground are you going to cover? And because for safety reasons, they want you to be able to see your drone so that if there's for some reason a low flying aircraft, you can move the drone in time. And so the line of sight is having that, how far can you see that drone and have control over it.
So there are a few key components when flying outdoors that you should be aware of right away. One of the most important ones is visibility. And it is having a clear view of the sky in 360 degrees so that you can watch for any incoming planes. Another one is to have a visual observer, effectively having a partner or two standing next to you that can scan the sky for you while you're operating the drone.
It's hard when you have a drone with a camera because you're looking forward. You don't really always look back up at the drone and see what's behind it. Don't fly a drone over a person because, like all of my previous experiences, the drone could lose connection, it could drop, something could happen. And then know where your drone is above at all times.
I've had people come out and they, were worried that, you're kind of, like maybe the drone, it has a really wide lens, but some people thought that you're zooming in on their property and you're flying way over here, and you're not doing that. I think just being aware of your community, the people around you, researching that and just kind of really thinking about that before you go out and fly is really important.
First and foremost, I think safety. Safety use of drones, because there are a lot of power lines around. Something I always use is pay attention. So I use that on my grandkids. I'm always trying to teach them to pay attention in all walks of life, not only drone program, so you don't run into a high wire, electrical wire or something, but all around you, pay attention to your surroundings. And you could hardly go wrong if you do that.
When you get a bird's eye view, you can see the whole things that you need to and zoom in. As long as you're not in someone's backyard, you're good, There's still a lot of not understanding of what the drones are there for, and they should never be used for spying on people or following people.
Of course, using drones, you have to be very careful. You are not allowed to fly them anywhere near airports or anywhere where they may harm other people or living things. In rural communities, luckily, the airports aren't very busy and they're relatively small. So rural communities are really nice to fly drones in.
Working on the same best practices, we follow federal regulations and actually work in teams, and it's a whole safety management system. And it's from training all the way down to inspections to updates. There's a lot. Drones are complicated. It's not just put it up in the air and fly. You've got to keep them maintained and you've got to keep them inspected just like you would a real aircraft.
Knowing the rules, I do have my license, and there's some basic rules. And when I got my license, one thing that I really appreciated about it that I didn't know too well was just the respect for airspace. And just knowing that in Alaska, you might think, well, it's the wilderness, I could go fly a drone anywhere. That's absolutely not the case. I think Alaska is the biggest aviation area, and there's airports and airspace all over that you should become aware with if you're going to be flying a drone, and to respect it.
It's important to have limited distractions, whether it's other people, a dog, sometimes music, things that could cause you to vary your attention from the drone to some other thing that's not as important as this object that's in the air space that's used by other aircraft.
I always say there's a sacred balance of like adaptability, utilizing modern tools with not forgetting our traditional ways and all the lessons that are involved in practicing them. So, yeah.
Well, I think working with drones is fun. It's kind of like, when you're a kid and you had a remote control car, back in the day when I was a kid, it's weather dependent, like everything in Alaska is, right? So if the wind is blowing, more than 20 miles an hour, it's pretty difficult to fly these little quadcopters. If it's snowing or raining really hard, which it often does, all across the state, we can't fly our little drones. They just don't operate.
For the most part, we just follow the normal parameters, the manufactured recommendations. The drones are really affected by the cold. Here in Alaska, that's probably our biggest disadvantage over what you would see in the lower 48.
So yeah, I'll look at the weather. If it's really windy, I've learned the hard way, I'm not gonna fly when it's really windy. Very few drones are rated to fly in the rain. So you check the weather, check the wind, temperature. Temperature is important because the batteries don't last very long. You lose flight time during cold weather. And drones are only rated for X amount of temperature too, and they may not fly, or they could just conk out,
So the 400-foot limit is very important when flying a drone. You don't want to exceed this limit, as that is the law. In addition, a very important thing to consider is the descent speed of your drone. Many drones only descend at maybe 3 or 6 feet per second, meaning that if you are 400 feet in the air and there's suddenly a plane flying towards you, you may only have 1 to 2 minutes. You'll have 1 to 2 minutes where your drone is descending and and a plane is incoming. And that can feel like a very dangerous situation.
I hope that these drones are a way for our young people to say, I want to be a scientist. I want to fly a drone. I want to see what's going on the land around us. I want to see what changes are happening to our landscape. And I want to see, like, maybe there's a place where their elders used to go that they haven't been to. Maybe they want to make a video to share some of what they're seeing. Like, there's so many different possibilities, and I would just like to see young people getting out there and challenging themselves to become better at something.
So in terms of the drone stuff, one of the key things here is actually getting hands-on. What type of missions can you do? And it's really important for people to think about their community and what the community's needs are, and then how might you be able to use this technology. And I love working with kids and having them come up with ideas, because they see even more uses than I do.
I think if you're going out and flying and you are having that respect and awareness and patience, that is the best place to start. I think my advice is to be calm, be patient, and research, know the rules, and have fun.